Welcome to Access Granite, where we shine a light on extraordinary companies breaking barriers and championing inclusivity. I'm your host, Mike Iannelli, and it's an honor to be your guide on this journey of innovation and impact. Today, we're thrilled to bring you an inspiring conversation with Manscaped, the men's grooming company redefining grooming standards and deeply committed to weaving accessibility into every facet of their business. From groundbreaking products to a seamless customer experience, Manscaped sets a new inclusivity standard. At Ablr, we've had the privilege of partnering with their team over the past few years, and I can't wait for you to hear the powerful insights on making accessibility a priority. Get ready to be inspired. This is one episode you won't want to miss. Welcome, man. And by the way, it's good to see you finally in person. I'm glad you're here. I appreciate you coming down. Obviously, welcome to Access Granite. This is, and like I said before, this is a fun time. Obviously, the brand you work for is, I'm a huge fan. I've had multiple lawnmowers, big product fan. I definitely want to find a way to get the what do you call it? The roller?
The Dome Shaver Pro.
The Dome Shaver Pro.
It's great for the bald friends.
As I was talking this morning with the team, one of the things that they said to me was, get comfortable with the word balls. And
yeah, you can see on my shirt right here.
What does it say?
Manscaped, your balls will thank you.
Your balls will thank you. So, this conversation today is really about your leadership in accessibility, right, and inclusion, which is awesome. I mean, we first talked a long time ago. It's been 2 years now, I think. We've been...
Yeah, it's been quite a long time.
Yeah, so we're in this 2 years, but like the innovation, not only in the products that you guys create, but the actual inclusivity of the products and inclusivity of the experiences that you guys have. That to me that's why we're here. You know, the whole purpose of this show that we create is to really elevate our clients, because, and you know this, it takes courage to kind of step up and say, hey, look, you know, because it's always these things about like, oh, we don't have people with disabilities on our target, or they can't see, or it's always an excuse of why not to do something. And Manscaped, and even from the legal team to everyone I've ever talked to, it's like, we want to do the right thing. That's what we're here to celebrate. So that's what this whole point is for today, and so we can say balls a lot without feeling bad about it. But I will tell you, I use the lawnmower, and I don't know if I'm supposed to even talk about this, but I actually use it on my head. I use it on my face. I use it everywhere. So was it made and created for like anywhere, or was it made just strictly for the balls?
Strictly for below the waist. Yeah, strictly for below the waist. So we started with that. That was our first product, and that's what we got us into the industry. And the great thing was we were a category creator. No one was thinking about that. Everyone was thinking about above the waist grooming, because that's what everyone was doing before. But we came at it the opposite way. We went to the most intimate part, sort of grew from there. So now we went from just having that single trimmer to elevating that from lawnmower, I guess the original lawnmower, lawnmower 2, lawnmower 3, lawnmower 4. Now we're at lawnmower 5.0 Ultra. But now we're also moving to everywhere else on the whole body. We can have some things from head to toe.
Yeah, I mean, you have the brand, you've got the audience, right? You got the market, so you might as well just keep producing incredible products. And it's all about like the anti-nick and clip, right? I mean, like it's sort of a guarantee in theory.
Yes.
That you're not gonna, hurt the boys, right?
Hurt the boys. Yeah, it's called skin safe technology. So it's patented skin safe technology to help for that. And I think once you get customers to use something below the waist, then you can sort of get that traction. And if they trust you down there, they'll trust you on the rest of your body.
Yeah, everything else is groovy from there.
Exactly.
If you can protect that. I mean, and that's a hard thing to protect. I mean,
so
there's a lot of moving parts down there. So, man, welcome to Access Granite. Talk about like your role there, and I want to, because I know that you're sort of lead the development squad, but I want to kind of know from your perspective, like, and again, we're big fans because you're sort of leading this new charge in terms of full inclusivity, universal experiences, that whole deal. So talk a little bit about your role, how long you've been there, what you're doing with the team, and just walk us through it.
Yeah. So my name is Preston Straight. I'm the lead principal engineer for Manscaped. I joined Manscaped during the pandemic in 2020. I believe we started with accessibility and all that for driving towards e-commerce, because e-commerce, number one thing is making sure that anyone can order products on a website. That's the most important thing. So we sort of started the drive for accessibility and development with that in mind, but we did realize we needed some help. I think we used all these browser tools, browser extensions, check those boxes to say that things are working, but I think accessibility goes much further than that.
Yeah,
it is something that you really can't know unless you have anyone to help with us. So I know on the Ablr team, we have a great team that helps us. We get screen recordings of walking through screen readers, which we can hear screen readers, but we have no idea how that works because we can also see the text, see everything as it's going. So I've enjoyed immensely working with Ablr and seeing just what the issues are that they run into. And once you all tell us this is the problem, we're able to resolve it pretty quickly. And I think Ablr finds more mistakes than
we got a pretty detailed team here.
Yes.
Yeah, and so I say this because they're huge. Like I said, we were on the phone earlier before we jumped in, and Kim was always like, "Be comfortable with the 5-letter word," and I was like, what 5-letter word? And I'm thinking that's a 4-letter word, and I'm very comfortable with that. But she was saying, no, the 5-letter, and she goes, "Can I say this?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And she said, and for Kim to say it is funny because Kim is like as straight laced as they come, and she said balls. And she said, we were on this conversation, and they said, "Get comfortable with it, Kim." And then she said, we started talking about it, and she said they have the most fun looking at and reading through the audio descriptions, listening to the audio descriptions, because some of the content is just absolutely amazingly hilarious to listen to as you're going through audio descriptions.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We send every video to you all to get transcripts out of. And we have lots of videos. We go from how-to comedic, just like the Boys campaign. I think you all wrote transcripts for that. So you see all of us.
Yeah. It's fun, man. I'm a big fan of the products, man. I've had I had the first mower when it first came out. I upgraded. I think I'm at a 2.0. I didn't realize that it's gone. My son, when you find a good product that works, it's easy to continue to go back to it. And to me, you guys have literally redefined this entire. You own the category, and you've taken over and from so many of these traditional guys that have been doing, traditional beard trimmers, conditional, I shouldn't even say these other brands, but the point is you've walked in and completely changed the whole category, disrupted the whole category.
Yep, that was our intention. I think we saw a niche that was not really thought of. God, we made up the word Manscaped. I don't think anyone heard about that before, and no one really considered it. And now you can see that it's a full category. You can see it in social media. You can see it in everything. TV, you hear people talking about it. So we coined the phrase, and now look where we are now.
You own it. Now, what's it like? Now, do you work remote? Do you work in the office sometimes? What's that like?
Yeah, so we work completely remote. We do have some gatherings in our office. We're located in San Diego. I'm on the East Coast, so I'm just up the ways in DC. And yeah, it's all remote all the time.
What's it like working for an organization that is just fun? Like it seems to be from the outside look. I mean, I know it's business, right? We got business to do.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like you work for one of the coolest brands. I mean, it's just one of the coolest companies out there.
I joined, of course, when we went remote. I heard stories from a bunch of my coworkers, what it was like in the office, which would have been amazing. But I think we kept the culture still alive. We have some great activities. I'm sure other remote companies do the same thing, but we do some interesting things. We had a mixology course, which fun. Was, and we had a cooking course that was all through Zoom and remote, and they sent us the ingredients and built things. We do have meetings and kickoff parties, which we get to see everyone. I think that's probably one of the best times of the year, especially getting to see people in person, talk, not just shop, and learn what other departments are running into and issues they're running into. It blows my mind. We don't really think of how the rest of the company works. We're so dedicated to the e-commerce, but imagine shipping products and creating them and manufacturing, and everything's just so crazy, especially we're an international company. We have products all over the world. We're shipping to doorsteps and
from humble beginnings, right? And
yes.
We talked about this preliminary, but the humble beginning was the show you guys were on. The founders went in, right, and they had this opportunity to show off the products, which I think helped sort of jumpstart it. So going from there to now, you're a global organization. You're selling millions of products. You've got incredible campaign ads. I mean, you guys have just like, what's that like? And you've been through a huge part of that growth because you started COVID, right? Prior
Started
to COVID.
2020.
So 4 years you've been doing this.
Yeah, I started when we were just a small little site that was in the U.S.
Awesome.
When I came on, we went from a single site in a single market to 8 sites covering almost every continent in the world. And the limitations or the issues that we run into, it's very complicated. We've localized our website so people in Germany can understand what they're buying and understand exactly how good our brand is and what it can provide. We're in Singapore, Middle East, North Africa.
What's that like? I mean, how cool is that?
It's
Because you were
very cool.
part of this for a long time. So, I mean, it seems like you're, I mean, not to say you're a lifer, but like how cool would it be to just be from the start and I mean, not a finish, but just to see five mowers out right now?
Yeah, 5 mowers, and now we're expanding more and more. Like some of my favorite products are the newer products that we're releasing. We have the beard hedger, and of course that's great because I wanted to use something above the waist and below the waist.
Now,
I didn't want to use the same
is
product.
that like just a beard trimmer?
Exactly, it's a beard trimmer. So we're using the same technology that we've learned from the lawnmower and expanded it to the beard. We also have this thing called the Handyman, which is a portable foil shaver. So if throw it in my DOP kit and I can take it with me. We have a DOP kit called the Shed.
Like how fun is that? Like the shed, right? It's just the shed, and then you got the lawnmower and then the hedger, and it's just such a creative concept, and it's just such a fun company. Like we have so many great brands we work with, but when you think about this, it's like just being able to say the word balls. Like you guys trim balls, like that's what you do. Like here's a question: what is the mission? What is the mission? Like, is there a mission statement that you guys have? It's like we trim balls, or is it like we're just a personal grooming company? Like what is your mission internally, and is it any different than what it is externally?
I think externally our mission is to bring the most innovative way to manscape your entire body. I think our saying is that we want to make men look good, feel good, and do good. And I think we do that through and through, from our website to our products, through everything. It's pretty amazing what we've done with our product line. I like using it for everything. I feel good. Like when I use my beard hedger,
And
get
you
a good
do use
shave.
a hedger.
I do. I love it.
Is it like a multi, like the slide, like the other ones is a slide up and down, like a single clip, or do you have like all the
It's like a little rotary thing that you can spin to move it up and down, and you have different lengths to shave at. It does a great job. We also have the Chairman Pro that literally just came out, which is a foil razor that can also give you like a stubble look. My favorite thing about it is it has a light on it, just like the lawnmower, which I think is the coolest thing. Like I'm in the shower, I don't have good light, and we have this little thing that shines a light that helps you see what you're shaving.
And it's all waterproof.
All waterproof, everything. So
now, can you turn the light on and off now, or is it automatic?
Turn it on, off.
Oh, see, that's what I want.
Yeah, like and thinking about accessibility and how we innovate on products. One of the cool things I saw with I believe the Lawnmower 5, we had like a 2-tone light coloring. So it's good to work on all skin colors, where we had sort of a brighter, whiter color, which didn't work as well on all skin tones, where we added a 2-tone, so it's more yellowish and warm. So it allows you to see, and it lets the user decide what's best for them. So it's just thinking about little things as we evolve, adding in just all these functionality to make sure that anyone can use it and everyone's comfortable with it. We take in customer feedback from everyone. We look at what the industry is doing, and then we also derive from what the industry is doing and release new things that make Manscaped unique.
Yeah, see, I mean, and talking about accessibility, I mean, we from our perspective, we talk about, obviously the physical side of buildings and universal experiences, but at the same time, it's digital, it's content, but you guys are taking accessibility and you're incorporating that into the products.
Yeah, no, I don't work as closely with the product team. I'm fascinated. We have a thing called All Hands that it's basically a monthly or bi-monthly meeting where everyone in the company comes and a department introduces. And one of my favorites, it was probably pretty early on when I started, was product design. And they showed just a foam cutout of what I think the Lawnmower 4 at the time, pre-production, pre-everything, of what it looked like. And they had it compared to Lawnmower 3. They were doing testing. They had all these different things, prototypes, and just seeing what those people do. Like, I'm not in that part of the industry, and it's just so cool to see how they innovate. They have product testing. They send it out to focus groups. They send it out to some employees to test. They send it out to everyone to get feedback and innovate on and keep going. I actually have a testing prototype of a lawnmower for. I think it's near identical to what the production is.
The OG? Like, is it like on the stand in the bathroom, like in bronze, just sitting there, untouchable?
No. And I think we also just released colorways on the Lawnmower 5.0. So now we have a gold one and a white one, just because people are asking for it, and trying to make sure that we have what people want. So the white one looks very cool.
The gold one looks pretty, because a lot of times you'll go, like when I go to a beard trimmer, like I have a groomer, and they have a gold one, and I don't know, it's just there's something about the gold. So
Something about it.
It's just
I'm a stickler for I like the black one.
I like the adjustable light. Now, I didn't know you had adjust. See, that's big time. So now I know you got adjustable light. You got the foil now on the new one.
Foil one, yep.
And have you guys started packaging? Like, is the shed sort of a package where you can get all 4 of these things?
Yeah. So we have bundles for everything. We started with, I think, the performance package, which has everything you need for below the waist and your balls. You have
what did you say?
the trimmer, and then all these formulations. So we don't just make tools. We have formulations. We have deodorant. We have aftershave.
I know it. I joined up.
Crop preserver.
Yeah, crop. I love that.
We have crop mops. Crop mops are one of my favorite things.
I love the names.
The names are
so fun.
Crop mops is sort of like a towelette, but it's great. Like, I go to music festivals. I love music. And of course, like throughout the time, you're walking all over the place, and that sort of gives you a cleanup to make sure to refresh you up and keep you going. So
the insights into the products have just been so well done and so thoughtful, and it's so fun too. So it's not only it's just fun and it's a great name, but the products work. You guys are always being innovating in terms of what you guys are trying to do, and then you have all the little things that if you want to bolt on, which is fun.
We have a subscription service, which is sort of different than other subscription services. Like, usually a subscription, you order something, you just get it on repeat. Ours is different. We sort of cater it to looking at what you've purchased and then finding what best products to go with it and making sure that we refill it. So if you're getting cologne, you don't want to get cologne every shipment, but you're going to get it every 6 months, get a replenishment, but we're also going to send other things to you. If you're getting a lawnmower, we'll send a replacement blade, but we'll also send deodorizer, crop mops, anything that you need to keep you going.
Now, tell me the one thing I will say: the nose trimmer piece.
The weed whacker.
The weed whacker. So I get the little guards. I was getting those for a while, which is great, man, because those things get old, but like I struggle. I struggle with the nose hair, man. Like I just do. Like, to me, even is it? And do you know? Like, are you just supposed to go up in that thing? Or are you supposed to go around? Are you supposed to open it and cut? I mean, what is, like, because I was thinking, man, I get in there and then I still get these little stragglers.
You go up and around. You can also just pick it up. You can sort of look in the mirror, try to stick it into the cylinder and get it cut.
Now, where can I get all these things? Now, I know you can go on the site, but are you guys selling like the packages and everything still in like Target and all those other locations too? Is it only direct?
Yeah, we are multi-channel. You can go on our website. You can go on Amazon, Target, Walmart. We are everywhere across the whole world, which is really exciting.
Okay, that's great. All right, so let's talk about accessibility a little bit, because this is, I could talk
getting
about
off the balls.
No, there it is. So the product's obviously accessible, right? You guys are thinking about the consumer first, which is fantastic, because you always put the consumer first, which is amazing.
Yes.
When you talk about the e-commerce website where you can go and buy all these products, your role there is sort of like, and I know we talked a little bit about it, but like you ultimately sort of manage the development team, right? And so one of the things that our team has always said, it's about incorporating best practices. So you can come in and say, hey, we need to do something. Can you just get us an audit, fix it? And then a year later, it completely is inaccessible again. You all have made a commitment to saying, hey, listen, this is part of our experience. Everything we do is going to have an accessibility lens from the very beginning. And I know that they were very, very, very focused on you specifically saying, Preston has done an amazing job, not only because in the beginning it was going backwards and saying, hey, we got to go back and fix this. We got to go back and fix this. And now you're incorporating new best practices to make sure that everything that you do has that lens in the very beginning. Talk a little bit about that and what you've done and why you've done that.
We had a dev initiative, I think in 2021, when we were all looking for a partner to help us. So we were exploring getting past just what we knew. We sort of had the basics down of knowing how to tag things correctly on a website and using best practices, but we didn't get to the full 100% overview of knowing exactly what's needed. We joined with Ablr and we got a accessibility audit sheet.
I call it the roadmap remediation report, which is basically the and again, that's another thing I call it. I think Kim calls it the accessibility report, but to me, I call it roadmap because it gives you every single violation. What is it violating? Where is it violating? How severe is it? Where is it located? And ultimately prioritization in terms of where you fix it. And video, like you said earlier, videos and content around it. But it's a roadmap on how to get your content where it needs to be.
Yeah.
And so that was your first experience.
Yeah, we thought of it as the seemingly endlessly long spreadsheet that we're never going to be able to complete. Kidding, of course, because we thought we were doing accessibility best practices. But what I've learned is even tooling doesn't provide the context that's actually needed to be accessible. A lot of things aren't picked up. One of the hardest things I think that we've dealt with was making sure that any of our alerting modals and different pieces on the website that's telling a user what happened in an interaction, that's not caught up by these tools, and screen readers have struggles with it. So when you're making a change and we have a pop-up saying, heck, your change has been saved, or there was an error with your change, our site was not alerting on that. And after Ablr pointed that out and we sort of worked for making that happen, I started exploring other sites. I have a screen reader on my computer, and I've noticed that like most don't. Even the big names, it's shocking that
very shocking.
You have these things that you would assume, like as a visual learner, you can see my update's been saved. And if you aren't able to see that, you won't know, and you're sort of locked in the system, and it's just got to be debilitating because you don't know where you're at in the entire flow. So that's what I think has been amazing that we've learned, that we have the ability to add that. We're adding these tags and making sure they follow best practices and getting the confirmation from Ablr. Angus was one of their
AG. I love
he
Angus.
has been instrumental with us. He has validated things for us. He's walked through things. He's pointed out things that we would not be able to see.
He'll love to hear that too. He's such a good dude, man.
Yeah,
That's
no,
great.
the whole team, like that's the great thing with Ablr as well. Like it's not just a big company that we get put into a ticket process and don't get any responses or sort of get validations and it's forgotten about. Like the team always re-reviews things. They're doing checks. They'll catch things that we didn't even see. The hard thing with websites is every single release, every single piece of code added is possibly another bug. And it especially happens with accessibility bugs because you don't really think about that. QA it struggles with that because they're not using screen readers. So we sort of rely on Ablr as our accessibility QA to make sure that we're not making those mistakes. And they pop up left and right because it's impossible to see. Just like I said, we are able-bodied people. We can see what's happening on the screen, but not everyone else is. So we want to make sure we're inclusive to everyone.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Access Granite. Today, we had the pleasure of hearing from Manscaped, a trailblazer in men's grooming, as they shared their inspiring journey to make every customer experience more accessible and inclusive. At Ablr, we are grateful to connect with remarkable people and organizations passionate about embedding human kindness into their accessibility initiatives. Together, we're just not envisioning a more accessible future, we're actively building it, one ball at a time. Stay inspired, stay committed, and keep pushing for progress.